weeks, bringing you a new episode of Gravity Blues, the podcast where myself and my co-host Ryan explore our Earth and extraterrestrial concerns and interests. Last week, we actually, switched it up a little bit, from the norm. We try to do kind of more of a gameplay situation on Baldur's Gate 3. So that was pretty fun. It was a little bit of a struggle to get the setup to work, but we should have that. Yeah, I should have that video out shortly. So I think it was what, like about an hour of us playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think as long as our rhythm is able to handle it, ideally we would do pod every couple weeks and then of gameplay every other week as well. So
Yeah,
um,
that's what I was kind of thinking. Getting in a mix, and
yeah,
it could be kind of flexible too. If there's like a week where we're set to play the game, but we also want to talk about stuff. Maybe
yeah,
we do it all in one kind of big night of both talking, and then
yeah.
or we even talk about some of the stuff while we're playing a game.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly.
We'll
And
see what
I'll
happens.
throw out there too, just, last week was also that game's 2-year anniversary, which was one of the reasons that we had picked it. We've been talking about the game for a while, but it's finally time to get going on it. It also had one Game of the Year last year, or 2 years ago now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, but yeah,
It
it's crazy to think about that. But
and it was my first ever like RPG video game too. So to start off with that was really cool.
yeah,
And we plan to keep playing it. I don't know how long, because you were saying it's a pretty
dude,
lengthy game, so we could get
like,
pretty
yeah,
into it.
the
But
first time I played through it, it was like 140 hours for the
that'd be 140 episodes for us.
which could be worse, could be worse.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I don't imagine we would do all of that, but you know, who knows?
Yeah.
I'll throw this out here too. Other fun thing, um, I've saved for the pod, and that's that on my Untapped app, where I track my beers. Today I've got this beer I just poured. I'll show it to the camera in my Septemberfest glass from Wolf's Ridge, even though I'm drinking a Rheingeist.
Hmm.
But this is number 400 of the unique beers that I've logged on my
Hell
app.
yeah.
So I thought that was a pretty cool moment, and we can cheers.
That's a. Yeah, I can't wait till you get to 500.
Yeah,
That'd be even bigger. We'll have to throw a
gonna
little party.
give me a month.
Yep. Yeah. There we go. We try three new ones a day. So
Yeah, so I mean, I've been tracking, and I don't track everything, but I've been
yeah.
tracking since like 2020, so 5 years and 400 unique beers. I'm not gonna say how many check-ins total because I've doubled up a few times. Um, I ordered a beer over the weekend at lunch, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really excited to try this." And it's like, "This is delicious," and I went in to rate it like a 5 stars. Already had it as a 5 star in the app, and I was like, "Look at
Hey,
that!"
that's consistency though.
Yeah,
That's when
exactly.
you truly know you love a beer.
Yeah.
Um, but no, that's awesome. I definitely got to get on that app because I don't know. I feel like whenever I go somewhere new, I always try to try something new or something that sounds like something that I
Hmm.
might be up my alley. So I don't know. I just love tracking stuff in general. Like whether
Same.
it's like us, we do like the letterbox or like rate your music or whatever music thing you're using. It's just fun to keep track of things you do because it's like you can look back on it and see like how your for beers if your tastes have changed or you're like noticing patterns. You're like, oh, I really like this type of beer. Maybe that's just like what I should just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep ordering that kind because I just really associate with that flavor profile. So
And I'm a little bit of a nerd about the things that I enjoy. So with the beer app, especially, you go in there, you track it, and it'll tell you date like information and facts about the beers, and like it's like, oh, this is cool. I'm enjoying drinking and I'm learning at the same time. So it's the best of both worlds. But
yeah.
yeah, I want to throw that out there before we get started, just as a cool moment, number 400.
Hmm. Yep. All right. But yeah, I guess we can get into a little bit of sports. We'll start off because uh, you know NFL preseason has just kind of started, and we're seeing all the new players, specifically all the new new QBs rolling in. With your team, the Titans, you got Cam Ward. They had Giants had Jackson Dart. I think those two guys I think looked relatively well. I can't remember what Cam Ward was looking
Kim Ward
like.
looked good. He only threw like 9 passes or something, 2 drives
Yeah,
I think. So it wasn't even
yeah,
that much. But
but he's QB1 going into the year. There's
well,
no
there's
like,
I don't know. Yeah, there's absolutely no question. There might
yeah,
have been. Oh, was Will Levis going to start off the year? But then
yeah,
since he's going to miss out at
his
least half the
shoulder.
season, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's not even a question anymore. So it's going to be
yeah,
Cam Ward, which is fine. All of the reports on it make him sound. It's so funny because he was the number one pick, right?
yes,
And then
yeah.
like there's been no reporting on him.
Nope, nope. There are more reports on someone drafted in the fifth round
Well,
over him, and that person's on my team, the
yeah,
Browns.
exactly.
But yeah, it's that's been a crazy ride. At the same time, I don't know, like there's almost too much media attention where I'm just like, let's just see what happens with him. He had a really good preseason debut, coming in to start in the first game and threw a few touchdowns, yeah, just it was just insane the amount of attention it
Dude,
was
I
getting.
get like,
It's
why
insane.
is the whole internet just like in love with this guy? Like this, he's gonna be the Lord Savior of the
Well,
Browns.
it's well, I'll say this. I would love for him to be that, especially, we've been outside of Baker, the last like, franchise QB we've actually really had was back in the 80s, Bernie Kosar. So that's 40 years if you're not including Baker, and that's a little sensitive topic, but
Whoa, whoa! What about Johnny Football?
no. No. I have some big beef with that guy right now. He's been trash talking my
Oh
city.
no!
Yeah, not a fan of him. I felt bad for him a little bit there, but don't be dissing my city. So yeah, but it would have been cool if he had some aura. It would have been cool, but yeah, he just wasn't meant for it. But not a lot of people are meant for Browns QB, so I guess I don't blame him too much. But
I'll say,
yeah,
dude, this I'm hesitate to say this because obviously you're in my fantasy league,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I definitely, if the cards fall the right way, I will happily take Baker Mayfield. I feel like he's gonna be
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
balling this year. This could be his best year.
Yeah, and he's been getting the last. I think this is his third. Is this his third year? This is going to be his third year with Tampa Bay, and
Hmm.
he's been getting better and better each year. And now he has a new weapon, Emeka Ibuka from Ohio State, and I think he's going to be really
Yeah,
good. We saw what Travion Henderson just did.
dude.
The Patriots returning. We're not going to talk about what Quinshon Judkins just did, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, no, I think Emeka Ibuka is going to be really good, and yeah, as a Browns fan, I do hope Baker does really good because he did bring us, for a team that has a lot of darkness the last few decades. He brought some light in there when he was here, so I hope he's killing it. But and yeah, definitely miss him. But maybe Shador can fill that. It's a very tough task though, being a fifth rounder, and you have to work your way up the depth chart from fourth on the depth chart all the way to first sometime in the season. I don't
Hey,
know. I don't
hey.
know when that'd be.
Well, last week they signed another quarterback,
Oh yeah,
a
Snoop.
a Pro Bowler,
Yeah,
Snoop Huntley, who
dude.
actually like when he has played well in actual games, he actually he's good.
Yeah, I'd rather have him than over Kenny Pickett. I
Well,
think.
you hate Kenny Pickett, so that does not
Well,
you've always hated
he's
Kenny Pickett.
he's growing on me a little bit, but I don't know. I don't really understand it right now. Like I understand the Joe Flacco part. You got to have that veteran, but I don't know. I don't know what you'd really call Kenny Pickett. He's I don't know. He's only had one multi touchdown. Like he's only had one game where he's thrown two or more touchdown passes in his
Yeah, but
25
he,
starting games.
played on the Steelers,
That's
right?
true.
So, and
Yeah, that's true.
they not really a high powered offense,
No,
So,
no. Oh, dude, those games are like slugfests. Like it's
mhm.
always like 13-10 or something, and they end up winning on a game-winning field goal from like Chris Boswell or something. It's insane.
So I can see how there could be some kind of ability from him.
Mhm.
Um, it doesn't really make sense to put Snoop Huntley on this team just because like he's such a different kind of guy than the rest of this team.
Yeah,
Like, I think he's a decent player. The only problem is like if he's gonna benefit, the team has to be built in a certain way.
right. Well, so the only reason really why they picked him up was because before they added him, the only available quarterback for them for that preseason game would have
Yeah,
been Shador, and I don't think they wanted Shador to play
which
the full.
I
He
get
he
it.
played three quarters though, so he played a big chunk. So I don't really know if he's how much longer he's going to be on the team. Like it's like a 90-man roster, so
Yeah.
they can keep him up until they do the post training camp cuts or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind having him as just like someone in the building though, because like you said, he's a Pro Bowler. He has more experience than Kenny Pickett. I'd say like
Yeah,
success, or I don't know what his overall record is, but he's been able to show
he's won
more.
games. He's won
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
But he's a running quarterback though. So like
yes,
that's
yeah, yep,
it, and that's his thing, right? So that's what I mean. Like he's such a different guy than
yeah,
Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, even Shadur, where it's like
yeah,
those guys all play a certain way, and Stu Huntley's like the total opposite kind of style.
yeah.
So it's kind of like
He doesn't mesh. He doesn't mesh. I agree.
yeah,
I'd agree there. But yeah, I guess just going back to Shador though, he had a really good preseason opener. Um, I guess with him is like if you could somehow make this dude like he shows you something and he's like, all right, this guy could be a starter for our team, a competent starter.
hmm
Maybe not like top five in the NFL, but maybe like someday just like a top 15 QB. Like then you can look at next year, you got two first rounders. Like maybe you don't need to get another QB. You can get like some other
whoa,
needed
whoa,
pieces,
whoa, whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I would hope that you don't need another QB next year.
Well,
'Cause-
no, I'm saying like if these guys, if Shador and Dylan Gabriel don't work out this year, like if they don't show any promise,
Okay.
I think it's like a really high chance they're just like end up like trading them somewhere for picks or something, and then drafting a guy, or I don't know. I don't know. You got to give those guys. You got to start both of them just so you know what you have
Oh,
sometime
okay.
in the season. That's what not starting off. I think you should have Joe Flacco start maybe
You
like
think both of them are going to get a game?
it depends. I would like to. I would prefer if I could pick one or the other. I would rather have Shador start personally, just because I don't know. I don't think Dylan Gabriel, his build is really the best
Yeah.
for the NFL. He's just really tiny. He has a good arm, but he's just really, really tiny compared to everyone else. So I'd rather have Shador, but if they somehow were able to do both and just to see what you have, it would be interesting. But if one of the guys like starts playing and he's doing amazing, just keep playing that guy.
Yeah,
Like
obviously.
yeah,
I think I think Dylan Gabriel's probably at the bottom of the four right now, right? I would have to assume.
yeah. They actually just released. They do these like
I
unofficial
know,
depth
but those
charts.
are
Yeah, they're nothing, and I kind of hate that they release these because it's like there's like no context. I don't think when it comes to them, so people just kind of overact. But yeah, I would say right now, just based off this last game, and Dylan Gabriel's been hurt, with the hamstring injury. It's
yeah.
like I would say Shador is at least third, and if my preference would be he would be the backup going into the season with Joe Flacco as the starter, and then eventually, sometime in the season, stepping in and getting some starts. I don't know. I think that's the best way to do it, but I don't know. The team is sometimes they do things you're like you just don't make sense, and they end up not working out. They're like
I
that
st
didn't make sense and it didn't work.
I
So
still wonder if Joe Flacco is even there at the start of the season because,
Yeah.
I mean, there are teams like the Titans that need a veteran guy in the building.
Yeah.
Now, if Cam Ward's going to be like the absolute starter, Joe Flacco probably doesn't leave to do that. But if he gets benched in the Browns, I bet he leaves immediately.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah,
he,
especially if it's before before the trade deadline, like 6 games
yeah,
in,
yeah.
I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Just because,
Um,
gotta have somebody as a backup there that can
yeah.
decently, but
Yeah. And you're always going to have, it's just inevitable for a QB on some QBs during the season to get hurt, so
hmm.
there's always going to be a team that needs to add a QB or two. So, but yeah, so I guess we'll keep monitoring the preseason. But I do think it's funny that we talked about how it's like Cam Ward #1 pick and he's just not getting a ton of
Dude,
coverage, which is
yeah.
is crazy. It's crazy to me,
Very,
honestly.
very, very little. And I'm not really sure why that is. He doesn't have like a super like his personality's not huge. Like some other quarterbacks that come in. The stuff that I have seen is like, the kind of tropes where he's the first one in the building and he's the last one out every day, right?
Yeah,
And the coaches
yeah.
coaches have to tell him to go home. It's like, all right, we get
He's
it,
getting there at
but
5 in the morning. I like his. He was like the offense is mid right
oh
now.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Being honest. So, but yeah, I like it when guys aren't like try to keep it, have some truth and how they view things a little bit. So I'm sure he's not gonna be like this offense sucks ass, but like he's at least gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go win the Super Bowl this year, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
um,
Now
but
the big thing that happened today is Tajay
mhm,
Spears. He's the running back for the Titans. I guess he's kind of the running back too. He had a high ankle sprain today, so he's
ooh,
going to be out for probably the start of the season, which is kind of
yeah,
tough because he had a kind of good like gear last year. He obviously he's the backup for Tony Pollard, but still, it's like you hate to see that in the preseason.
yeah. I think I had him. I think I had him in fantasy for a few weeks. I don't remember, but I remember. I think the Titans played the Browns. I think either last year or the year before. I remember Spears doing some like. I was like, oh, that guy's pretty shifty, pretty
Yeah,
explosive.
no,
So,
he has some good games.
mhm.
But obviously, he's not the number one back
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
team. But anyway, just want to mention that. The other big sports stuff happening right now is this weekend is the start of the Premier League. They're back,
Oh yeah.
baby.
Oh
This-
my gosh.
Where'd they
Feel,
go?
I feel like they just finished.
I know, dude.
Uh,
It's been the summer of soccer, low key,
yeah.
because of all the, international stuff and the Club World Cup.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, they're back. Chelsea are looking good. All of the teams, the big teams spent like crazy money this year, which they usually do. But this year in particular, it there's been a ton of money being spent, and I'm not really sure why this has been such a big year for that. But the Premier League in general is ridiculous. I think the like Sunderland, okay, this is an example, which is like the team that just got promoted from the second division to the first division of England,
Mhm.
and they've outspent Real Madrid this year.
Wow. They're
And this
going
is
all
like
in.
a new team, like so it's like okay, there's the Premier League is just outspinning the rest of the world right now, even like the lower level teams. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Um, there's been some cool moves. I mean, my favorite it has to be Jack Grealish, who's like a superstar for Man City, has gone to Everton, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, just wild move there.
Hmm.
But yeah, Chelsea looking good, and all in the last, well, two of them were friendlies against good teams, but then in two of them were Club World Cup games. João Pedro, who's our new striker,
Okay.
scored each of those games.
Nice.
So
That's a good sign.
yeah, you like to see that.
Yeah.
Looks like the team's gelling, but
Mhm. Is there like a clear favorite to win the league right now, or is it kind of
well,
would you say
so
it's pretty competitive?
so the team that won last year is Liverpool. I think they're still the favorites to win, but this last weekend, the Liverpool and Crystal Palace played in like the season, like kind of preseason opener like game. It's called the Community Shield. It's like it doesn't count for the league, but there is a
Hmm.
trophy involved. It's last year's league champion versus last year's FA Cup champion. So
Okay.
like Liverpool won the league last year, Palace won the FA Cup, and they went to and of Liverpool's new signings scored, and then Palace came back and tied it, and then won on penalties. So that's
Mm.
pretty sweet. You know, it looks like
Yeah.
things might be a little bit because the Liverpool have had so much turnover. Obviously, one of their star players passed away this offseason too.
Oh, geez, I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, so that's part of this whole thing. There might be some things that have to shake out a little bit there, just in
Hmm.
terms of a bunch of new signings. So a bunch of people have left, so that might make things a little more competitive for the whole league, right? But like I said, everybody spent a ton of money, so you can't really tell until the game started. But it looks like Chelsea are really rearing to go. So
That's good. Good on full
yeah,
throttle going into it. That's how you want it. Um, but yeah, no, I feel like I just the more I hear about the Premier League, it lives up to its name. You know, like
yeah,
it's the league you are probably gonna want to go to. I don't know, like I feel like the competitiveness between the teams is a lot more equal compared to some of the other leagues like
yeah,
if you're in like Real Madrid or Paris or like I feel like it's you're always gonna be you could go into it and like yeah there's the clear favorites but there might be some upsets along the way just because it's a lot of teams are spending a lot of money so
yeah.
um,
I
there's
mean,
not as much of a gap yeah.
famously, I think it was 2016 or 2017. Leicester City won the Premier League, and they with 1,000 to 1 odds. It's like the beginning of the year, and this is like no one saw this coming, and they ended up winning on the final day because um, Spurs lost to Chelsea in this really like famous game that was like really brutal, and Chelsea, rivals, Chelsea weren't going to win. They just wanted their rivals to lose, and so they like,
I love that the pettiness.
yeah,
You gotta see that. You
yeah.
gotta see that.
So yeah, so
Um,
there's that kind of anybody can win it. It's just it
mhm.
turns out who's going to come through, and there's been a lot of you know uh, changes in the way that European schedules work with all the new European leagues like Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and Premier League teams are more and more of them are into those competitions every year. So there's a lot more money flowing into England because of that, as well as
Mhm.
just that it is kind of the world's most watched league. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's exciting, and you like to see all these stars coming through, but yeah, I'm so hyped for it. I'm gonna have to go get myself a couple of Guinnesses and watch
Hell yeah.
some beautiful
Hell yeah.
soccer, the beautiful game this weekend.
Yeah, I do want to get into it more because I don't know. I always like fixate on a sport like at a certain time,
Yeah,
and like I don't know, like I love watching the Browns, but to be honest, they usually suck. So it would be good to maybe have another option to watch, like
yeah,
if something, and because those games are usually in the morning too,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so that'd be kind of just a whole day of watching sports would be
Oh, dude, well
that's relaxing to
that's the
me.
trick, because like on a Saturday, right? You get the 9 or the 7:30, the 9, and then the 11 soccer games, and
Yeah,
then you get the 1 p.m. or whatever college football comes in, right?
yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, okay,
Buckeyes game.
this is
Yep.
sweet. You got your whole little rhythm
That's
right there.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah. So
Sounds up my alley. I
yeah.
gotta get on that. I gotta get on
Oh
that.
yeah.
So, um, but yeah, no, cool. They're starting this weekend, along with the NFL about to start up. So lots of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Another section of things that we talk about where there's a lot of things happen is the movie world. Specifically, the past week, a few movies have come out together. I saw that in theaters. Same with Naked Gun, kind of the revival of Naked Gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it just came out this week was Weapons,
Mm-hmm.
but haven't seen that yet. I know you said you're planning to see all three, right?
Yes, they're all on my list. Now, and all three of these have I've seen really good response to, right? So how
Yes.
was Together Naked Gun?
Yeah, so I really liked both of them. Of course, very different movies. Together
Right.
being kind of a horror, body horror, but I think the issue with like body horror movies usually is that they just do it like make these grotesque stuff just because, and there's no really like symbolism.
Hmm.
But this movie is heavy in the symbolism of relationships and yeah, kind of fusing that with like kind of these scenes where you have these two people kind of like merging into together. So you get some creepy looking stuff. And I was like, there were a couple spots. I'm like, how the hell did
Yeah.
they make that? And the only issue I had, there were a couple like plot points where I'm like, all right, that's a little predictable. Just like in terms of like kind of not
Hmm.
villain, but who's antagonist and stuff like that. But I thought the idea of kind of having this yeah kind of having this kind of not creature but this thing that wants these two people forcing them together no matter where they are. Like there's this really cool scene where oh, I forgot her name, but
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie, Dave Franco's wife or girlfriend in the movie, and then wife in real life. She's like driving away from the house or something, and Dave Franco's in the shower, and he's like kind of out of it at this point because he's got this,
Hmm.
thing in him pretty much. And as she's like turning her car or whatever, he's like moving in the shower, banging up against the like walls and stuff with the movement. So it was just really interesting stuff. But and there was some spots that kind of reminded me of one of my favorite movies ever, The Thing, like kind of with the
Hmm.
body horror and just the idea of everything. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, I only had a few kind of nitpicks with the kind of the the plot points, I guess. But
Yeah.
really cool idea. Naked Gun was
Well, real quick,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I saw an interview with Dave Franco
Yeah.
talking about the what director Michael Shanks wanted to do was because there's a bunch of these like wet body horror movies, and so his whole thing was like we want to make a dry body horror, and so like it's
Yes,
like
yeah,
crunchy and like gross, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, that sounds
yeah.
nasty, but
It is really, yeah. There's some parts in there it's really, and not even like that kind of make you cringe a little bit, but some of the relationship dynamics too,
yeah.
like outside of the body horror, were like in the beginning there were some scenes I'm like, oh my god, that is like so uncomfortable,
Hmm.
but it feels really like realistic, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good writing,
Hmm.
so I thought they did a great job. A very unique
Yeah.
horror movie, so
Yeah, and I
very
love.
artsy too,
Yeah, I love how they've been marketing it. I mean, it's awesome. I think it's really funny to me. Not funny, but it's kind of fun that so there's like the famous billboard now that they've been posting. It was like of them kissing and their lips are all
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. And then
yeah.
people have been going up in front of the poster and kissing and like biting each other's lips and like recreating it. And I was like, that's actually really fun. That's a
Yeah.
fun way to make this like a cool and unique experience. Even if it is gonna be you go see the movie and you go, ooh, maybe that's a little weird to recreate. But
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you'll see some parts. But yeah, it was really cool. It was cool to see it in theaters too. Just like I'm like, oh my god, it's like you can't look away really, so
Mhm.
it's just like it's right in front of you. Um, but yeah, because there's some horror movies I'm like, oh, this is like just so gross. I'm like, I don't even really want to look at this right now. Just like look at my phone for a second. But this was like really well done, and it shows they weren't like just BS it in and just like throw it in shock, just throw in shock. So,
uh,
um, yeah, so I was really enjoying that part of it. But yeah, and then yeah, I saw Naked Gun. I think like a few days later, and yeah, totally different. Totally different movie. I had a really good time in the theaters with this one. There were some jokes that I didn't land a ton, but there were some that were like laugh out loud funny,
really.
and yeah, I didn't really know what to expect because when I first saw the trailer, I was like, and like I don't know, I feel like revival movies can sometimes not do the original film any or the film series or whatever it is like any justice. But
Hmm.
I felt like in this case, like Liam Neeson did a really good job at playing Frank Drebin Jr., and
Hmm.
his son. And yeah, I think I don't know, I get the vibe that they're gonna make, a trilogy out of this thing or
Oh,
something. Yeah, I feel like they could definitely go further with this thing because I had a really good time, and I feel like I definitely would see more of these if
yeah,
they were in theaters because they are like a very unique form of humor that does not get put in like any movies nowadays. So it was
yeah.
kind of like a
So
like.
you do feel
Mhm.
like uh, they kind of stylistically kept the original spirit.
Oh yes, oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure, yeah, like the little gags and
Yeah.
like kind of running jokes throughout the movie. And yeah, just like that, like, and you got a movie in here too that you're going to be talking
Yeah.
about, much like that movie too, and that kind of yeah, the slapstick kind of,
Yeah, I saw a great thing on Blue Sky. It was from this movie from the credits. And there are like jokes that are in the credits. Like there's like
yes.
the eye reader thing where it's like the letters you read out, and then it's like you congratulations, you don't need glasses. And there's another one that was like um dressings on set, and it was like Italian
Yeah.
vinaigrette. Like that's a really good.
Yeah, I actually stayed because yeah, I stayed. I just wanted to like look through
Yeah.
all of the like silly little like add-ins that they put in. So yeah, they definitely try to make it as
Okay.
silly as possible. So yeah, very very fun movie. Yeah, I liked both. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna see it again with my dad because I watched like all the Naked Gun movies with him.
Hmm.
So I feel like I know, and knowing that we love those, I think he'll love those or this one just as much. But there are some jokes in here too. I was like not expecting. Like I was like, oh my god, that's actually like
Really?
insane. Yeah, that's like. Uh, I'm like, you don't hear a joke really like that anymore, just
Okay.
because of the
Yeah,
culture.
I've got a question for you though. Okay,
Mhm.
was this the best Paul Walter Hauser film of the year, or do you think he's better in Fantastic Four?
Oh, um,
That's a hard question there.
honestly, I think I like this more than
Wow.
Fantastic Four. Not that I didn't like Fantastic Four, but this just felt like, I guess, I don't know. The Fantastic Four movie I felt was unique, but at the same time, I think it was like more of a just like a setup movie for the next Avengers movie. It didn't really
Yeah.
feel like it's like,
But what's the better Paul Walter Hauser character? Did you like him as the Mole Man, or did you like him in this movie?
oh, actually, I do think I liked him as Mole Man
He's pretty
more.
funny as Mole Man.
I liked him as Mole Man. But he was good. He was like a really good sidekick
Okay.
though too. He was a good sidekick. There's a scene in there where he's I guess I won't say it's like near the end, and they're at like a stadium or
Mm.
something, and he's like like doing like lookout for Frank, and he's just like at this like beer stand, and he's just like working this beer stand, and people keep coming up to him and stuff, and he just like keeps giving them beers to just like get him away. You get just like a line of like these drunk idiots that are just like keep pestering him and stuff. But
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's a good time. I think I do like his Mole Man though, because I'm just like that fits him really well. Like I feel
Yeah.
like they could have had a ton of people do his guy in the Naked Gun, but he's great in both movies. I love seeing him get so much love now because he is like, I don't know. I feel like every movie he brings like a great energy um, to the screen. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yeah, that guy, he's such a good fit for that role. So
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
yeah, but yeah, and then yeah, we said mentioned Weapons, which I've heard is actually, I feel like it was like advertised as a horror movie, but I feel like I've
Yeah.
heard it's more of a thriller
See,
actually. So
okay, so I keep seeing that this is, I think, the third or fourth time I've seen this year, where
yeah,
it's like a horror movie, right? And people keep calling these movies like Sinners is another example. And I think this is
Mhm.
very similar to that. I haven't seen Weapons yet, but everything is like, yeah, it was advertised as horror, but it's not really horror. It's kind of drama, it's kind of thriller, right?
Yeah.
I actually saw a review of this that said it was like this is a mystery, so it's like
Hmm.
yeah, a little different. Mystery can be in those other things, but yeah, it's kind of a big thing. Zach Krager obviously is exciting as a director. Barbarian
Yep.
was very fun.
Yes,
So
that's a crazy movie. Yeah.
so yeah, it's cool that there's this. The trailer for this is like really fucking creepy because it's got like the kids doing like it's on the poster,
It's
but it's like
yeah. It's got Wong from
yeah.
Doctor Strange. His eyes are just like popping out. And he's like running around and
What's the
stuff.
guy's
Like
name? Uh,
I forgot.
Benedict Wong. That's his actual name.
Yeah.
Right
Benedict.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Josh Brolin is in this too, right? And
Hmm.
um,
The girl from Ozark. I can't remember her name.
I haven't seen Ozark,
The
obviously.
she's like, oh, it's a good, really good show. But she's like the teacher. I think the blonde teacher. In this, and they're
Wait,
like, "What'd you do to all our
wait.
kids?"
Is Julia Garner? Julia Garner
Is that her name?
is uh is it the same lady that's in Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer?
Oh yeah. Yep. Wait, was she? Oh yeah, she was. Yep, yeah, it's her.
Okay,
I didn't
cool.
realize that was her.
Yeah.
Honestly, and Silver
I mean,
Silver
yeah,
Surfer.
she's animated, and that's
Yeah, it looks totally different. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's her. Yeah,
sweet.
she's in Ozark. She's really good. She's really good in that show. She's like one of the best characters, honestly.
Okay,
I'd say.
other crazy thing I saw about weapons because we haven't
Hmm.
seen it, so we can't do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
analysis. But the whole cast was basically a recast. They're like basically every character in it was recast because they just took so long to
Hmm.
make it. Because it was when the writer strike happened, like everyone put
Okay.
on pause, and then a bunch of different schedules happened. But can you let me say this? The original star of the movie, instead of Josh Brolin, was going to be this actor who has other movies out this summer.
Pedro
It
Pascal.
was supposed to be Pedro Pascal. Would have? Can you
That'd have been
imagine?
insane,
Yeah, it's like how would he have had? Was that before five out this one summer? It's like it's crazy.
dude. He's been getting some crazy hate.
Yeah.
Imagine
Well,
if
yeah, I don't know if he's gonna recover from missing this one. You know.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see that. Um, yeah, I like all three of those sound fun to me, and they've had great reviews. I'll do my Ringe Rec of the week real quick, and then we can talk
Sure.
about one other movie thing.
Sure.
Um, my record of the week, just because Naked Gun came out, and I was thinking about Leslie Nielsen, and I was like, I want to watch a classic Leslie Nielsen, but not maybe not watch Naked Gun because I'm gonna watch the new Naked Gun. I don't want to do too much of that. So I watched Airplane this week, and I wanted to put that as my record of the week. The Zucker brothers and Jim Abrahams directed it. It's just fun. It's the same kind of humor. It's like it's very smart dumb. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yes. Yep.
every line is a joke, and they're all different kinds of jokes. Like there's puns, there's like ridiculous like dumb stuff, but it's very smartly done in the way that's like every moment they're just desperate to make you laugh, and it's not like there's no breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
It,
It's boom, boom, boom
yeah,
for like an hour and whatever minutes.
yeah, and there's like the some classic lines. My absolute favorite is the guy that has a drinking problem, and then he just throws the water in his face every time. It's like I have a drinking problem. It's like it's classic.
Yeah.
Or the guy, person's like, he gets a ticket for the plane, and she says, "Do you want that? Oh, smoking or not smoking?" And he goes, "Smoking," and she hands him the ticket, and it's literal smoke coming out. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
classic.
The Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yeah, yeah.
That and
I am
there's
serious.
like
Don't call me Shirley.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Yeah,
just makes an
yeah.
appearance.
He's just a
It's
co-pilot.
insane.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
kid,
That's. I feel like that might be the like out of those movies from that time. That might be like the most highly regarded one. I feel like
yeah,
that I
absolute
see.
legendary classic. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it's just. I'm sure everyone has seen it, and it's not a good rinse wreck as something that's deep dive. But if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. Even if you have, it's fun to revisit. I think.
Yep. Yeah, and if you like if you saw the new Naked Gun and you want to see other movies like that, like outside of the
Yeah,
original Naked Gun movies, definitely start with Airplane. Um, yeah, gotta. That's like a classic.
yeah.
You gotta watch that one.
It's from the 1980, uh, which it looks older than it is, because it's a shot-for-shot remake of another like movie that nobody remembers anymore, right? But it's kind of weird that that's how it started. It's a shot-for-shot parody, and then they've just changed every line to be jokes, basically. Um, and the other weird thing, I'll say this too,
Mhm.
just because it's 1980. Uh, Not all the jokes aged great,
No.
but 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 they're not. It's not terrible. It's not like there's not like really terrible. Like, oh god, that's the most racist thing ever, right? There's a couple moments where you're like, that's a little bit much today, but and you're like, oh, surely this was like in the '70s. No, it's more recent than you would think it is. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm. And there were a few jokes like that in the Naked Gun movie
Really.
where I was like, wow, I'm like they were funny, but I'm like, damn, that's actually surprising they slipped that in there. So,
Okay,
um,
I like
but
that.
yeah, no, but and I think it's like because around that time it was either like movies are PG or there are. I don't think they had the PG-13
Oh right.
rating yet. I think so. I think that movie's rated PG.
Is
And
it
there's like a
really?
scene with like tits are just like like on screen or whatever in the one little like cabin shot. I'm just like
Yeah.
that's crazy that thinking about back then it was either you're PG or you were rated R. I think Jaws was a big reason why that ended up.
Yeah, and Goonies,
Or
right?
Temple of Doom. Actually, I think it
Temple of
was
Doom.
Temple of
You're right.
Doom. I
Yeah.
think that was the main one because yeah, Jaws was
Was
before
it? Oh, and then was it
that.
Goonies that like was the last one before they got the PG-13, or maybe it was the first PG-13, something like that.
Maybe yeah, it was around that
All
time. I
those
think.
movies, and yeah. But anyway, fun film right there. The classics. Okay,
Oh yeah.
real quick film thing. Maybe we can do like
Okay.
one or two each. Okay, and that's just
Okay.
overrated directors, right?
Ooh.
And then and primarily, I'm thinking about people today, like directors working today, and I
Yeah.
don't want to hate on anything. It just seems like, in particular, I see certain directors do stuff, and I'm like, why is this person able to make the same terrible movies and people like them, and it's just they're terrible. I don't get it.
Yeah. I might be bad at this because I'm always bad at remembering who's the director unless it's like one of the like premier classic directors. I'm like, oh, that guy. It's usually like the good directors. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I remember this guy's name.
I
Um,
want to throw out as my first one. Okay, this is
okay,
kind of
okay,
what made me think of this as like a question. Okay, it's Ty
okay.
West. Ty West.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
You know I
like
hate Ty West. I
yeah,
don't get it.
yeah.
But he's done like Pearl and X, Maxine, right? Like it's like these. I mean, those are all connected, right? But
Hmm.
it's these kind of like generic horror. It's like not
Hmm.
very, and all of those are terrible, like reviewed, but somehow this like got this weird following. It's not fun. Those movies aren't good from a like cult follow like for me where I'm like this is so bad it's good. They're just
Yeah.
kind of not interesting, and so I don't really understand how it's built this following he
Hmm.
has, or why he keeps getting to make these
I,
same movies.
I think it was because, or at least X was at least like kind of a throwback to like the old slasher movies,
Yeah,
and I think a lot of there's always like a big like appeal to that for some people. So I think that's why. But I feel like Pearl was like kind of very different from that at least. And then I never saw the third installment of that
Maxine.
movie. Yeah, I guess my issue was I felt like because I did enjoy X. I didn't think it was the greatest movie. I think my issue though was like that movie came out and then Pearl came out like I feel like it was less than a year after. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
why
both
if you're
2022.
yeah, like I'm like why I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do a second follow up movie, I feel like you should flesh it out a little bit more. But um,
Yeah, I just think it's like it's just weird. I don't know. They're not for me, and it's
yeah.
just like he has like a strange following. He's a young director. He's born 1980, so I think he's like 45 or whatever, which is younger for directors, I think. but it's like maybe do something different, give me something else. But
Yeah, I guess one I need to watch more of his recent films. I know
mm,
you watched one of his recent films, but I like his like kind of his first two films that he did, but I've heard kind of mixed reviews for the last two he's done, and it's been Ari Aster.
okay,
I've
yeah,
I like the movies I've seen from him, so I guess it's not really like a personal thing, but just things I've seen. It's like those two movies are loved, and then the next two movies he comes out with
well,
really are very mixed. Seems like,
yeah. So I think probably because he did those two horror movies, right? He did
yeah,
Hereditary and Midsommar, which
hmm
were very like they did a lot of money and they were very successful.
yeah,
And then followed up with Beau's Afraid with Joaquin Phoenix, which I did watch recently, didn't love, but um, and then Eddington just came out, right? So,
yes,
but yeah, it's like I think I listened to an interview with him talking about it and how like he made his money doing these horror, and then he's kind of gone away from that with his last two.
hmm
Um, and people still think of him as like a horror like director, and so
yes.
he's still trying to find the new audience for these new movies, and that's partially why I think they're not. I mean, I didn't really love Beau's Afraid, but I can see how maybe the wrong audience is going to that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like you're known for these kind of movies, but then you
Yeah,
kind of do a very
very
different
different.
stylistic change.
I mean, Beau's Afraid. He said on the interviews too that it's supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah,
And I was like, it's not really funny, but, but
I think one director we've talked about on here that has he's been getting these huge movies, but I don't know if he really fully delivers on some of them is James Mangold.
okay,
Like I think he does a good job, but he gets
yeah.
these movies where it's like, man, these really could be next level great
Yeah.
movies, and they just end up being like they're good to watch, but there really is nothing that special about them,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because I think it's just for somebody that has such a well-known discography, right? I don't know how you say that, library of film, right?
Yeah, filmography. Yeah, filmography. Yeah,
Filmography.
yeah, yeah, yep.
For such a great filmography, there isn't like a really strong stylistic feeling in it, like that's obvious. So it's you know what I mean? Like some of those
hmm
movies, you're like, oh, if you got somebody like a director in there that like really had their own style and like push that into the movies, that would be very interesting. But
hmm
I think you're right. Like the lack of that is disappointing at times because of how great some of these cast are. It's like there's the potential is there, but
Yeah, I guess you could say he's if you were like a production company and you're trying to like who do we want to have direct this next film? If you're going with the safe option,
mhm.
he's a good choice. But I guess if you're going for an option that is, could either I don't know, like I feel like a good director that does that usually is pretty consistent, but maybe might have a different like style change or like vision for the movie that the production company might have, and they might not want that. So I feel like he's just a better fit for these big kind of big movies that like Ford versus Ferrari
Yeah, like big
or
studio, but
completely unknown.
and like I like Ford v Ferrari and I
Yeah.
like Complete Unknown, but you're right. It's just like there is something like there's a missing hole where like a little bit of magic could be where like that you want the director to have that you know somebody like I mean there are people out there like Denis Villeneuve, right, or
Mhm.
um Wes Anderson, right? Like these are direct, like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like Paul Thomas Anderson, even there's like
Yeah.
these directors that have that little bit of magic, and when they do those, if they had done, Ford v Ferrari, I'm sure it would be like remembered as like a classic and not just like a good movie, you know?
Yeah, yeah. The good movie, you're like, all right, I'm on Netflix. Let's just throw something on, that we know is going to be good.
Yeah,
One of his movies is probably going to be a good pick.
yeah. Last one, just to wrap this up, and this is a little bit of hey, this person has only done two features and is doing another one, but it's Emerald Fennell. She did Saltburn and Promising a Woman, both of which are garbage.
Mm,
But
I,
some people really like, and it's very odd to me. And uh,
yeah, I've heard. I've not watched Saltburn just because I don't know. I'm just like I
yeah,
hear.
don't.
I've heard what you've had to say about it. I'm just like, I'm good. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't know if it's really up my
yeah,
my
it's
alley. So
yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's just not for me. But it seems like very weird that again has this like huge following, and this might be like more of that cult following where people know it's not good, but they still like it just because of the themes that she puts in her movies. But like, she's doing Wuthering Heights next, which is one of my favorite books. Like, it's a classic, awesome
okay.
book, and I just am like, is she gonna do it straight like in the book, or is she gonna make it bonkers like her other stuff? Which is probably what
Hmm.
it's gonna be, right? It's like,
Hmm. Hmm.
that'd be disappointing.
Yeah,
But anyway,
but
let's jump out of film. Let's talk
yeah,
a little bit of music here, and
yeah.
if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I got for my album of the week. I just picked this bad boy up. I got Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. This is actually I think my only jazz record that I have, but
That's a
it's
sweet cover of Bridges Brew.
yeah.
Bridges Brew too.
Oh, I love yeah, and with the back too. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
freaking. It's awesome. I love this cover. There's actually one of the new music albums I have actually is like the cover actually kind of looks like this album cover. So, but no, this is like I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes of just like insane
Yeah,
jazz, like fusion. Like because this was like a big stylistic change for Miles Davis because he had like it was more in like the kind of the classic jazz sound, with his trumpet and his band. But yeah, this one was like this is 1970, and it's like it's insane. Like I don't know. It's like it's fun. It's a fun time, but yeah, it's a mammoth to like sit down and listen to. But
yeah.
I'm glad I have because it's like definitely a lot different than everything else I have.
And dude, it doesn't. It's not an album that sounds dated at all, even though
Oh
it's
no, it sounds
1970. It
great.
sounds. It could have come out this year. Like it's very has a lot of contemporary feeling to it.
Yeah, there's some insane like some of his like I think on the self-titled song like
Yeah,
his trumpet is just like it's like sounds like it's like coming from hell or something. It's like
yeah,
insane like but yeah, just very like kind of like avant-garde stuff too.
yeah.
And a lot of the songs are very long as well. So you're getting like 10 plus minute jazz pieces and like I want to get more jazz records, maybe not as intense as this one, because I
Yeah.
feel like jazz is really good to play like when you have people over, or you're like enjoying some drinks or stuff like that. I don't know about this album. This one might be a little too. People might be like, "What the hell is like?"
Yeah, it
hear
depends
this in
on
the background.
depends on the crowd, depends on the
That's
time
true.
of
If I
night.
had you over, it probably we'd be good. But
It-
but yeah, it's fun though. It's a
one of my favorite things with this album too is so in the game Cyberpunk, okay,
mm-hmm,
you can there's the different radios like in GTA, right? Or
mm-hmm,
you can have different radio, but you can just like have your radio playing not just in the car, it's like all the time.
yeah.
And one of the radios is just the Bitches Brew album, basically.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
so
That's sweet.
yeah, and like that's what I when I played that game, I was like, straight experimental jazz, please, thank you. Like, and it's like it's sweet because it's all this weird sci-fi and it kind of is a cyberpunk. And maybe it's just my association, but it kind of sounds like that to me in the album because it's like kind of haunting, but kind of like futuristic from a retro way, and
Yeah.
yeah, and so it fits very well, I
I,
think.
I I think that's like a really good description of the album too, because it's like yeah, I mentioned this came out in 1970, but I don't think there was really anything at that time that sounded like
Yeah.
this, and I haven't really, I don't keep up much with like current jazz artists. Like there's a few I follow, but I haven't really heard anything as like insane like this recently. So like even for like you said for today's standards, it sounds
Yeah,
really good
it
and
sounds really
is
cool and experimental even
timeless.
today. Yeah, it's got that timeless element, for sure. I mean, like I think it's closer to something like what Daft Punk does sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Like than
Hmm.
really like the current jazz stuff, which is
Yep.
so I'm going to a jazz club tomorrow night, and I'm sure it'll sound nothing like this, but
Yeah. It'll probably sound more like his older stuff,
yeah, exactly. And I'm sure they'll play
kind of blue.
some
Yep.
Miles Davis because they always
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's a great album there.
Hmm.
Thanks for sharing with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I guess other new music, one I've been listening to a ton recently, and we've talked about maybe going to see them. I think I'm like after listening to this album, I'm like, all right, let's
Oh
do
hell
it.
yeah, yeah,
But the OCs, this album is crazy.
yeah,
It's like what I think it's called Abomination something.
yeah.
Let me see.
It's an
I got it here.
awesome album. A lot of the songs kind of flow in a way that has like a themed sound, I think. So like in the bass, so you can
Yeah.
hear like this like a very similar bass pattern throughout the whole thing, which I think is really cool.
Hmm. Yeah, Abomination revealed at last, and yeah, like so you could call it like garage punk, but it's like very like there's a lot of weird and progressive stuff with it too. Like I don't know, it's just very unique, I guess. And like these guys have been, I didn't realize how long this band has been around. Like they've
Yeah,
been around since like I think late '90s, early 2000s, which is
wow,
insane.
yeah,
And I'm just kind of getting into them now. Based off your recommendations. So, because I think you sent me the first like single that came out from this
yeah.
album,
Flight
Fight
Simulator.
Simulator. Yeah, that one's like that's the longest song I think on there,
Yeah,
and yeah, that one's crazy.
yeah.
Um, but
They have
but
some really cool songs in this album, but
yeah, I wouldn't say like every song is like they're the highs are really high, and then there's some
yeah,
songs that don't match as well, but that kind of gets me excited to like see something like this in a live environment. And I think I sent you a clip of them playing a live show recently,
oh
and
yeah,
the energy looked insane. So yeah, I think they play in Cleveland, so
yeah.
we might have to make that trip.
Dude, they have there's one song that they have. I mean, not off the new album, but before
Yeah.
this, the
Hmm.
"Look at the Sky,"
Okay.
and it comes in. It's like a gym song for me, but it's on like one that always hypes me up. He starts on and the guy's 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the fucking sky. I'm like,
Okay, I
yeah,
gotta check
okay.
that out. I gotta check that. And I guess that's one issue of not on this album, but like this year, there has been I don't know if it's more of me just like trying to listen to more music in total,
Yeah,
but I feel like there's been too much new music in my sphere that's come out. So I'm gravitating more towards music like this because it's this is what I'm listening to in the gym. So when
right.
other albums that come out this week, like or this past week, like the new Jid album, which I've heard a few songs off of it, but some people are saying best rap album of the year and stuff like that, and I believe it, and I like listening to rap in the gym, but there's like some R&B songs too, so I don't know, those kind of like mess up my flow when I'm like trying to like lift some weight or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's like a Ethel Cain album, and she's more like kind of singer songwriter. So
Hmm.
it's like albums like that. I feel like I'm not able to give enough time to like listen to just because there's so much
Yeah,
so much music coming out, and I'm like I'm gonna gravitate towards the heavier stuff first, just
yeah.
because it's like what I want to like listen to, in my daily routine. So
Yeah, I get so I saw maybe it's not out yet, but is it a there's somebody other rapper that I was seeing post wild things online that was about their new album about
hmm.
uh oh was is like futuristic something. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I don't think I
Okay,
did.
okay. It's
Okay.
I thought it
Mhm.
was like a bigger rapper, but and they were like posting a bunch of funny stuff
Okay.
on Twitter or whatever on
Hmm.
X. I was like,
Hmm.
this is funny. I haven't listened to it. It's not my kind of music, but I just was wondering
Yeah.
because it was like funny, like if you don't do this, this isn't for you, like that kind of thing.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, like
I like that. I like album rollouts like that where
yeah,
it's like, all right, now you got me hooked. You
yeah,
gotta deviate from the norm a little
hmm,
bit. Um, but yeah, no, I feel like this new album from the OCs is like kind of scratching that itch. I feel like I usually have for music of that style. So, and it's I don't know. Like I listen to a lot of like hardcore punk, but this is very different from
Yeah,
that a
I
little
mean
bit.
they
Just
have
the
some
sound.
hardcore songs,
Yeah, yeah.
but I can see it's not. They're a little slower, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yeah. But and I think some of this album too, I haven't dug into the lyrics a lot, but I think a lot of it is about seems a lot about the abomination. I think is actually like AI and
mm.
like different like big tech things. It seems like, but I had to dig into the lyrics a little bit more. But yeah, I was like, with some punk stuff, it's kind of hard to like actually understand what's
Yeah,
being said like right off the bat. So, um, but yeah, I was looking at some of the songs. I was like, okay, that's a little interesting. I think the one song starts off with "fuck Zuck."
oh
So,
yeah, yeah. I was listening to I was doing a core workout or whatever earlier, right? And I had on my
Mhm.
music. And I was just listening, and it was some chat pile. And I
Oh
was
yeah, you
listening,
get in the chat
I
pile.
was
There we
listening to chat pile,
go.
and their big song came on.
Is it
Uh,
why?
I'm a dog or whatever.
Oh, I'm yeah,
Yeah.
I am yeah.
And I was
Yep.
like, this is silly, but but it's one of those. I'm like, I, if someone listened to this, they wouldn't get this. They wouldn't understand.
No, it's yeah, that album. I actually just got another release.
Okay.
I got another
Oh
release.
hell yeah.
They're probably my favorite band right now, but I just got this were like before they released their first album, they had like
Yeah.
two EPs. So they it's called the first EP is called This Dungeon Earth and the second one is called Remove Your Skin Please. So yeah, fun stuff
Hell yeah.
from them. But yeah, I love them. They're one of my favorite
Yeah.
groups right now. But yeah, that's yeah. They have that song's almost all their songs. All their songs are just crazy,
Yeah.
crazy, craziness. So
Hell yeah. We
uh,
love a little crazy.
yeah, but yeah, I think that's I don't know. Is there any other new music? Oh wait, I think we talked briefly last week about the Tyler Childers album, and I've
Oh
been
yeah.
I've been listening to that a little bit more. I've been liking that a lot. But yeah, like I said, I haven't been able to like. I need to like sit down with it though because I'm like so consumed by
Yeah.
some other music coming out. So, but
Yeah.
but
Oh
I like
gosh.
it.
There's there's some other albums I'm excited about. I mean, the new Geese album.
Yeah, the singles are
The singles
sick.
are sweet.
This
Yeah, dude, the
yeah,
Trinidad.
dude, I'm a bomb of a
Yeah,
call.
I had some guests over last weekend, and I just
Yeah.
had my Spotify radio going, and then yeah, it comes in and goes, "There's a bomb in my car!" he yells it like 20 times in a row, and I was like,
Uh,
"It's like this is a sweet song," and they were
yeah,
like,
it gets
"What
up.
the
What the fuck's going on?
fuck?"
That's the album opener too. What a way to
Yeah,
start your
it's very
yeah
different than their other stuff, so I'm excited for the
yeah.
rest of it.
Mhm.
Other one I'm really excited about is the new Mac DeMarco album, which is going to be
Yes,
in
yeah. I heard the
August
singles.
in 2 weeks, and the singles are very good. They're very fun.
Yes, yeah.
So
I'm excited for that. I don't know. I don't know. I just love a lot of his music. It's just so not easy, but it's just so nice to listen to most of the
yeah,
time. So, yeah, I'm happy it's like a normal full length though, not like some 8 hour
well, yeah, and
release.
that's when I saw that the songs had titles. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, he's singing again, like
yeah,
hype. It's like
yes.
they're not just which I like
Hmm.
the instrumental stuff, but you gotta mix it up.
Yeah,
Gotta
for
give us
sure,
what we need.
for sure.
All right. Well, let's. Do you want to fly out to space real quick?
Yeah, I got just something I've been like looking into. It's not even really like new news. I just like I don't know. It's just interesting to learn more things about the universe, and I don't know. I've always loved like black hole type of stuff. Like that stuff always interests me, and I think we talked about it a fair amount. But I'm like, what's the largest like black hole? And just trying to learn more about it. And
Mm,
it's I don't know if it's like I think it's like currently like out of the discovered ones, it's the largest. So there could be larger ones out there, of course, but I think out of the ones they've spotted, it's this one called Ton like TON and then 618, and it's this super massive black hole. and it's actually like a quasar. So it's like this like what that is. It's like this. It's when like the black hole, a supermassive black hole, is like the center of a galaxy, and it's like the galactic nucleus for this galaxy. So you actually have, you think of a black hole, it's this like black and opaque object that there's no light. But these objects are actually have the most light in all of the universe.
Hmm.
It's so bright they're not able to see anything else in this galaxy because it is just so bright, and they're not able to detect anything with the amount of like light coming from this
Mm-hmm.
black hole. So yeah, kind of like it is the opposite of what you would think of a black hole. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of got in this thing where I'm like I listen to some bands and they're like cosmic death metal,
Yeah.
but I feel like there should be some bands that are like
More
cosmic.
like more like
Oh yeah, Sonic Temple. Yeah, and one of my favorite subgenres of metal outside of death metal is like sludge metal. So like
yeah.
really just nasty stuff. So I feel like there should be some like maybe there is. I don't know. I've never heard a band like it, but like some cosmic sludge metal, and it
Oh,
should just be about all the heavy things like black holes,
dude.
and
Even if
I feel
it's
like
just
that would be
like
sick.
quasar metal, right? Because I was saying,
Yeah,
yeah, that would be just call it that.
yeah.
Make it super nerdy,
Quasar.
and
Oh yeah,
quasar
that
metal
would
would
be
be sweet.
badass. And you could say yeah, it's gonna be the heaviest kind of metal because it's
Yeah,
like,
nothing
and
heavy.
that's what people say like sludge metal kind of is, just because it's just really slow and
Yeah,
just gross. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, if I was gonna start a band, it'd be like this genre or something. Like
dude.
I name it
Uh,
after this like black hole or like the the constellation it's in is a really sweet name. I think it's like Latin. It's Latin for the hunting dogs, and I think the Latin of it is Canis
okay.
Ventaci or Venetici, I think, or whatever. I'm just like
Ooh,
that's like just like the hunting dogs. That's just like a cool constellation
yeah.
name. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like going a rabbit hole for this black hole like last week. I'm like I need to know everything about this thing because it's just like so different, than like what you would like normally think a black hole would be, so, but yeah, that's pretty much. I just want to kind
Yeah,
of
dude,
talk about
even the
that.
phrase supermassive black hole is sweet as
Yeah,
hell. Like that's just sounds awesome. Uh yeah, that's so cool. It's scary the fact that there's like this the anti-black hole out there that's like
yeah,
even bigger. It's
yeah,
always a bigger fish, right?
yeah. Don't worry. It's this one. I think is like 10.8 billion light years away. So, um, but yeah, oh yeah, it's an estimated mass of 66 billion times that of our sun. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's fun.
It's teeny.
Yeah, it's a little guy. So, um, but yeah,
Oh,
no, it's fascinating stuff.
okay, this
Hmm.
that reminded me. This is a little off topic, but
Sure.
we're talking about space. That reminded me about some Star Wars news. Okay,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but they've cast the villains in Ryan Gosling's Starfighter movie,
Okay.
right? And it's going to be Mia Goth, which we knew she's going to be a
Yep.
villain.
Oh, she's gonna be a villain. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought she was gonna be like on the side of.
I think the reports are she's going to be a villain alongside Matt Smith is going to play the other villain.
Okay.
And if you've, I mean, Matt Smith has had some uh, less than ideal forays into film,
Hmm.
like Morbius, or I think he did the really terrible Terminator Genesis reboot or whatever it was called. Like,
Hmm.
I think he's in that briefly. That wasn't good. He's in like he's had some bad movies,
Yeah.
but I mean he's Doctor Who, right? But he's also spectacular, which I don't know you haven't seen it in the House of the Dragon show where he plays kind of the main lead of that show, and he's
Hmm.
very good.
I haven't watched that show yet, but what I've been seeing him a ton in are the trailers for that Caught Stealing
Oh,
movie with
true.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, he
He's like
looks
kind of the
crazy. Oh,
yeah.
by the way,
Mhm.
okay, caught stealing in the trailer. I don't know if you recognize the artist that sings that song, "Run Rabbit Run" or whatever. It's
Mhm.
Idols,
Yes,
and
yeah, yeah,
they have a new album coming out too. But yeah, that song is
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing because it was like they're playing that song, and there was another. It was the Clash song
Okay, yeah,
or something in one of the other trailers for it.
that looks good though.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm not like a huge. I don't know. I'm not super. I know Austin Butler when he's been in, but like I feel like this role could be like a really good like segue for him to like for some more I don't know serious kind
I
of
mean,
roles. He was in Elvis, right? Like he was
right,
El yeah
Elvis, but also
yeah
Dune, right?
yeah. That's true. That's true.
Which he's like very kind of intimidating and scary in. But yeah, Darren
Yeah
Aronofsky has some great movies out there, and I'm sure that that's going to be a fun one. But yeah, I love
yeah
Matt Smith. He's got the rock and the mohawk and that. I'm like, hell yeah! I want
yeah
honestly keep the mohawk for Star Wars. Give me a like
yeah.
crazy Sith mohawk. You know, like that'd be sweet.
It'll be interesting to see Mia Goth in a different setting too, because like I know she's in the Ty West movies that
I
you're not
know,
a fan,
I
but
know.
she's typically kind of a scream queen kind of
Well, and yeah,
kind of
we talked about this before, but the reports was that she took the character that um, Mikey Madison was
yes
offered,
yes. Hmm.
and I love Mikey Madison, so I'm a little bit hesitant, but at the
Hmm.
same time, the rest of this cast is looking great. I mean, I love Ryan Gosling, I love me some Matt Smith. You know, I could do. I'm a little bit hesitant with the director of the movie too. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but
It's giving me a little bit of Rogue One vibes, just kind of
but
it's
Rogue One is
like
very good.
I love Rogue One. That's one of my favorite Star Wars movies,
Yeah,
Like I feel like this could be I don't know. I'm hoping it's good, of course. But it seems like it's already gonna be kind of, you know, unique to the Star Wars, I don't know, franchise, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm excited to hear, if they're gonna release any more people that are gonna be in this movie because yeah, I'm liking the cast so far.
yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, don't make it too big. Just kind of make it. You know, I could use maybe one or two more,
yeah,
and leave it.
recognizable people. Yep.
Yeah, and then leave it. Let it come out naturally. But anyway, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, anything else?
No, I think we're all
All
set.
right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I don't have anything else to say, so cheers.
Yeah, yeah. Cheers, everyone.